Welcome back. We're on Hajj and we are on 24. For they have been guided in this life to the purest of speeches. They have been guided to the path of him who is worthy of all praise. As to those who have rejected Allah and would keep back men from the way of Allah and from the sacred mosque which we have made open to all men equal is the dweller there and the visitor from the country. And any whose purpose therein is profanity or wrongdoing them will be caused to taste a most grievous penalty. Okay. Profanity, like wrongdoing. Okay. This is actually really interesting because the sacred mosque, right? Everyone's welcome, rich or poor. So wrongdoing, so it's like going there for like business deals or to, gossip or to look at other lovers, I don't know, something like that. I know it's good that it says that because sometimes churches can be hookup zones. You gotta be careful. Behold, we gave the sight to Abraham of the sacred house, saying, associate not anything in worship with me, and sanctify my house for those who compass it round, or stand up, or bow, or prostrate themselves therein in prayer. Oh, compass around. And you go around the Qibla, right? Because it says Hajj. That's the pilgrimage, right? To Mecca, right? And proclaim the pilgrimage among men. They will come to thee on foot and mounted on every kind of camel. Wow, that'd be so cool to ride a camel there. Lean on account of journeys through deep and distant mountain highways. Lean like you're going to travel far away, You're going to lose some weight. That they may witness the benefits provided for them and celebrate the name of Allah through the days appointed over the cattle which he has provided for them for sacrifice. Then eat ye thereof and feed the distressed ones in want. Then let them complete the rites prescribed for them, perform their vows, and again circumambulate the ancient house. Such is the pilgrimage. Whoever honors the sacred rites of Allah, for him it is in the sight of his Lord, lawful to you for food in pilgrimage or cattle, except those mentioned to you as exceptions. But shun the abomination of idols, and shun the word that is false. Now, what's interesting is I've seen people say that they're worshipping a black box. I know that's not true. But here's the thing. People go to the Vatican who are not Catholics, and they're going to tour it as tourists to see the glory and vanity of the Catholic Church. All the resources they accumulated by funding colonization of the Americas. So that should be something we should think about when people want to make criticisms, because when I saw the videos on YouTube of the Qibla in Mecca, it's very, how do you put it? Like, it's not overly ornate. It's there, it's beautiful. People are there to focus and be with each other, and they're moving around, and I saw people sleeping on the floor. I saw people sleeping in the dirt because they're waiting in these long lines to get their turn. People don't do that in the Vatican. They are just in awe of the gold and the architecture. They're not thinking about God. They're thinking about the power of the Catholic Church. I don't know. I shouldn't go off on a tangent. Okay. Let's read the Arabic. Wa hudu ilat tayyibi minal kawli wa hudu ila siratil hamid inalazina kafaru wa yasudun an sabilillahi wal masjidil haramilazi ja'alnahu linasi sawa anil akifu fihi wal bad wa mani yurid fihi bi ilhamdim bi zulmin nuziku min azabin alim wa is bauna li Ibrahim makanal baiti ألا تشرك بي شيئا وطهر بيتي للطائفين والقائمين والركع السجود وأذن في الناس بالحج يأتوك رجالا وعلى كل ضمير يأتين من كل فج عميق ليشهدوا منافع لهم ويذكروا اسم الله في أيام معلومة على ما رزقهم من بهيمة الأنعام فكلوا منها وأطعموا البائس فقير ثم ليقضوا تفثهم وليوفوا نذورهم وليطوفوا بالبيت العتيق ذلك ومن يعظم حرمات الله فهو خير له عند ربه وأحلت لكم الأنعام إلا ما يتلى عليكم فاجتنبوا الرجس من الأوثان واجتنبوا قول الزور. Okay. 31. Being true in faith to Allah and never assigning partners to Him. If anyone assigns partners to Allah, he is as if he had fallen from heaven and been snatched up by birds, or the wind had swooped like a bird on its prey and thrown him into far distant place. Such is his state, and whoever holds in honor the symbols of Allah in the sacrifice of animals, such honor should come truly from piety of heart. In them ye have benefits for a term appointed. Benefits for a term appointed. Benefits for a term appointed. In the end, their place of sacrifice is near the ancient house. To every people did we appoint rites of sacrifice, that they might celebrate the name of Allah over sustenance He gave them from animals. Okay, so some people might say, like, why does God need animal sacrifice? Here's what I'm gonna say. It's not that God's gonna eat them as steak, right? He's not gonna put salt and pepper and garlic and eat it. It's that He has a life, a consciousness within that animal. You are being granted the privilege and the ability to kill it and eat it. The animal is docile. Imagine if you had to go out and get a lion with a rope and a spear. Be like, okay, that's much harder to do because he's gonna kill you too, or a hyena. A camel, a goat. You know, these animals, it's like, they're kind of a little dumb. They're smart, but they're a little dumb, like they don't know the blade is coming. And, you know, you get to eat it and you get to live. So I think it's interesting, you know, if you respect the animal and acknowledge the fact it's sacrificing its life and you appreciate it, you know, that's going to help you feel better, feed you, you know. But your God is one God. Submit then your wills to Him in Islam, and give thou the good news to those who humble themselves. To those whose hearts, when Allah is mentioned, are filled with fear, who show patient perseverance over their afflictions, keep up regular prayers, and spend in charity out of what we have bestowed upon them. The sacrificial camels we have made for you as the symbols from Allah. In them is much good for you. Then pronounce the name of Allah over them as they line up for sacrifice. When they are down on their sides after slaughter, eat ye thereof, and feed such as beg not, but live in contentment, and such as beg with due humility. Thus have we made animals subject to you, that ye may be grateful. The image that just came in my head is like somebody begging with their begging bowl humbly, and like please feed me with like. But then I thought of like the people in Venezuela, like some of them were like fighting and punching and digging through the garbage because they're going through a financial crisis. So it's like when it says like being humble, it's like order. Like I think of like peace and order. Like you're starving, you're poor, but you still have to line up and beg. You can't just riot and just start stealing food from punching people in the face. Interesting. And then it goes over here. The sacrificial camels we have made for you among the symbols from Allah. In them is much good for you. Then pronounce the name of Allah over them as they line up for sacrifice. When they are down on their sides after slaughter, eat ye thereof. That's powerful. Okay, 37. It is not their meat nor their blood that reaches Allah. Allah, it is your piety that reaches Him. Piety. He has thus made them subject to you, that ye may glorify Allah for His guidance to you, and proclaim the good news to all who do right. Verily Allah will defend from ill those who believe. Verily Allah loveth not any that is a traitor to faith, or shows ingratitude. Cannot show ingratitude. To those against whom war is made, permission is given to fight, because they are wronged. And verily Allah is most powerful for their aid. They are those who have been expelled from their homes in defiance of right, for no cause except that they say, Our Lord is Allah. Did not Allah check one set of people by means of another? There would surely have been pulled down monasteries, churches, synagogues, and mosques in which the name of Allah is commemorated in abundant measure. Allah will certainly aid those who aid His cause, for verily Allah is full of strength, exalted in might, able to enforce His will. They are those who, if we establish them in the land, establish regular prayer and give regular charity, enjoin the right and forbid the wrong, will Allah rest the end and decision of all affairs. If they treat thy mission as false, so did the peoples before them with their prophets. The people of Noah, and Ad and Thamud, those of Abraham and Lot, and the companions of the Madian people, and Moses was rejected in the same way. But I granted respite to the unbelievers, and only after that did I punish them. But how terrible was my rejection of them! How many populations have we destroyed which were given to wrongdoing? That's why history is important, man. Look at all the empires that have fallen, the vast empires. They tumbled down on their roofs, and how many wells are lying idle and neglected, and castles lofty and well built. Do they not travel through the land, so their hearts and minds may thus learn wisdom, and their ears must thus learn to hear? Truly it is not their eyes that are blind, but their hearts which are in their breasts. I should travel more. I've never left the country. Yet they ask thee to hasten on the punishment, but Allah will not fail in His promise. Verily, a day in the sight of thy Lord is like 1,000 years of your reckoning. Okay, yeah. But Allah will not fail in His promise. Verily, a day in the sight of thy Lord is like 1,000 years of reckoning. And to how many populations did I give respite, which were given to wrongdoing? In the end I punished them. To me is the destination of all. Say, O men, I am sent to you only to give a clear warning. Those who believe and work righteousness, for them is forgiveness and sustenance most generous. But those who strive against our signs, to frustrate them, they will be companions of the fire. Never did we send an apostle or a prophet before thee, but when he framed a desire, Satan threw some vanity into his desire. But Allah will cancel anything vain that Satan throws in. So Satan gonna give you things, God's gonna be like, think, out of here. And Allah will confirm and establish His signs. For Allah is full of knowledge and wisdom, that He may make the suggestions thrown in by Satan but a trial for those in whose heart is a disease. A trial. And who are hardened of heart. Verily the wrongdoers are in a schism far from truth. And that those on whom knowledge has been bestowed may learn that the Qur'an is the truth from thy Lord, and that they may believe therein, and their hearts may be humbly open to it. For verily Allah is the guide of those who believe to the straight way. Those who reject faith will not cease to be in doubt concerning revelation until the hour of judgment comes suddenly upon them, or there comes to them the penalty of the day of disaster. Vanities, don't be vain. Don't be vain. Okay, family, what do you think? Let's all learn together. Quran study time. I'm learning a lot from the comments section. Wow. Gonna cancel all those vanities. Cancel.